What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good? It's your boy Dark. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but we're talking to whoever is watching this video on whatever platform or not on a platform, or I upload it somewhere, or I just keep it for myself, or it's on YouTube, or it's on some other app somewhere, or wherever else it is. Whoever's watching this in whatever year, age, universe, whatever the fuck else was watching this, I don't know. So I'm just saying I don't know who I'm talking to, but like, hello, hi, what's good? Today I'm going to be talking about a few things I've talked about similarly before, but with a different viewpoint. Um, it's very similar to a previous videos, maybe videos. It has little elements of different videos, but it's similar to specifically, I believe, if I'm not remembering wrong, a specific video I've made before on an unhinged rant, these type of unhinged rants, you know what I'm saying? And I always make these unhinged rants for me because, it's not really a thing that you would expect people to watch, nor would they really gain much from watching it. I mean, maybe you can gain something because a lot of times at the end of these, I tend to give advice, but it's not really always advice for you. A lot of times it's also advice that applies to me. Not always, sometimes. Another ones I've said ones that were 100% apply to me, but where I've already learned that lesson or something. I'm not even pointing out anything in particular, but yeah, I just, you know, it's basically it's just for me. It's a video for me in the future. I sometimes go back to these videos that I've uploaded on YouTube, and it's interesting because before I would have said, you know, that's what I've been saying often. I even said this before recording this. I said, you know what? There's no point to it because no one's gonna watch it, and that no one's like. I think of it in the aspect of views, views and success. All stemming down to money. All right. I just at the end of the day, it's just like, oh, views, subscribers, money. It's all that stupid shit on a video that's not even supposed to be really watched or really normally be watched by other people. When I should be using it as just a thing for me in the future to look back on, to look back on when times are hard, to look back on when times are even good. Wherever else, doesn't matter what my life situation is. I look back on it, whether it's good or bad, to just see how I thought. I've looked back at it when I was doing good. I look back at these type of videos, or a lot of videos on mine in general, my old videos on different channels. But in general, I've looked back at these specific videos. They're in at the current moment, they're like a playlist. I look back at them, the unhinged rants and all that, just to reminisce and kind of learn what I thought before. If I was in a good place while looking back at it, if I was in a good place, I was doing well, I was feeling good mentally. And what I'm mostly mean is feeling well mentally, right? If I was feeling well mentally at that time, then I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm feeling good. And look back at this old video of me saying whatever, and just like be like, oh hey, what's good? Old me, okay. And I would actually watch them, sit down, and just like watch them, just like casually watch it and be like, and like we'll go through like different ones in the playlist and just like skip around, look at them and be like, you know what, interesting, interesting stuff there, I would kind of compare it to now and be like, oh yeah, you're right about that, or no, I was wrong when I said that. I'll be more critical, right? And when I'm in a bad place and I look at it, it's like I don't just look at everything. I don't just look around at everything. I'm not just like, oh yeah, let me like reminisce, like a little fun thing, while also like because like when it's better to look at it when I'm in a good place, because that way I can look back and be like, hmm, you know what? Yeah, and like it almost like empower me to listen to what I thought before, whether I was right or wrong. And if there's stuff I agree with, I can be like, oh yeah, cool. I remember, I remember when I agreed with that. And then stuff that I didn't agree with, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't think that was really right. I think that's smart. That's pretty smart. But when I'm in the bad place and I look back at those, it doesn't usually help much because I end up looking for stuff that confirms, like subconsciously confirms my bad biases. So whatever bad thought I'm thinking of, whatever bad thing I'm thinking about myself, about others, about the world, whatever the fuck shit I'm thinking about, I'm gonna basically apply that to what I'm watching, and that'll work for. And it's actually a message. I'll even use this as like a kind of a message to say on this video. Finally, I've got something to really say that isn't just like talking about whatever we watch other old videos, but it's basically confirmation bias, or maybe it's a different word, but when you feel a certain way and then you go basically search for things. It doesn't have to be just online, but search for things to kind of confirm that. It's why I feel like people would listen to sad songs when they're sad, watch sad shows when they're sad, even play sad games when they're sad. I'll play League like a fucking weirdo, or fucking play COD for some reason. But just yeah, boot up League real quick. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason niggas play League of Legends, bro. Whenever I see niggas play League of Legends, I think in my head, they must have something going on. There must be something wrong in their head right now. They must be in a tough place. And I'll even say that as a good message. If someone ever see someone playing League of Legends, all right, in this day and age, you ever see someone do that? They are obviously not in a good mental place, all right? They need help. Whether you're the one to give that to them, I mean, who knows? But the point is, they need help. Trust me. It's 9 times out of 10, that's just how it is. I mean, when I was playing League, I definitely needed fucking help. So it's not just from, seeing others. It's from my own experiences, too. When I looking in retrospect, when I was playing League, oh yeah, I needed help. I mean, as much as I enjoyed the game, at that point in time, I'm pretty sure I needed help. Maybe at the time I didn't necessarily know, but in retrospect, think about, people, especially if if this type of person who, that they just always play that day in, day out. Like, for me, it was for, maybe, a year or two, or a year and a half, until I just quit it, finally. I quit the addiction, but about a year and a half, and you play it. And then I remember what I did. I would just wake up, play the game, rage, get mad, and then literally play one game, get mad as fuck, queue up, and then while I'm queuing up, I'll pull up a video on the side related to the game and get more mad because I'm not good. And I'm like, oh yeah, looking up how to be good or some shit on the side, damn, if only I was good as these other people, at this game type of shit. And then go back in, play another game, fucking lose, and the next game you might just end. It's just the whole day you're just fucking angry and trying to win games. Somehow just keep fucking queuing up. And then at the end of the day, when you're ready to go to sleep, you're like, oh, I'm fucking done. You're like, well, I didn't do anything fucking productive, but let's go again tomorrow. Because you're fucking addicted. And here's another thing. For me, and now we're going to go into another kind of main point of what I'm going to talk about here. Because we already talked about the, the whole, the whole other shit. The me watching my old videos. To sum that up, basically, yeah, it's better to watch my old videos when I'm in a good mood rather than when I'm bad, because I can learn from it. When I'm in bad mood, I confirmation bias, hop to things. I say, okay, confirmation bias shit, okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch something that's really bad, I'm gonna listen to a sad song, this type of shit, right? And the way to counteract that is to not do that. It's hard not to do for some people, but try to notice when you're literally searching for things that make you unhappy. You're gonna be, let's say you scroll YouTube, TikTok or something, and you just see something that's very either it's drama or some sad shit, or something that's just just talking about some drama between two people online, talking about some fucking political shit or whatever sad thing, people arguing. At the time when you're watching it, and I actually be careful of that in general, because a lot of times a lot of content, and it's one of the reasons I don't want to make content like that, content that's just meant to spread hate. Because if you make content like that, you're basically almost enabling people who are hateful to continue to be hateful. It's when you see people who are, I used to watch a lot of these videos of just about killers, why they did what they did, why this guy did what he did. And they're hour-long ones, they're hour-long, just fucking talking about the in the mind of a killer type shit. And people eat that up. People like to eat that up, And I don't know. Sometimes I'll go back and watch those. Sometimes I'll watch them from time to time when I want to have a little enjoyment, because they're entertaining at times, Or sometimes just in the background, but just while I'm doing I'm editing a thumbnail. Because for me, when I'm editing a thumbnail, I like to just either listen to music or put on a podcast, a random video, whatever I feel at the time. But sometimes I'll do that. But those videos really don't help your mind. Of course, it doesn't mean that you're being influenced by the killer or something, but it's just a sad thing. You're hearing about killers who do fuck shit, about people who have fuck shit happen to them. Just that you're seeing the worst of society type shit. You just watch that shit all the time, and you just keep watching that shit, and you do it all the time. It can just over time it can just weigh on you subconsciously. Your mind is gonna be like, oh shit, that's how people are in the real world. And it can also just in general ruin your mood just naturally because it's just the hateful type of content. There are people who react to things. Well, if we're gonna talk about reactions, which is a type of content that I do, people who react to things and they want to. I'm gonna say, okay, I nitpick, but I don't hate. You know, it's for fun. But people who not do what I do, I would nitpick, but I do it for fun. It's always in fun. You know, I'm always actually enjoying myself. Right? It's not like I'm like hating on something or I'm like I'm watching. I never watch something because I hate it. I never engage with content that I don't like and react to it for some reason. I don't watch shit I don't like, and if I don't like it, I'm not gonna upload it. Every video that I've ever uploaded of things I like or things that I enjoyed, except for maybe like 2 videos, but they're only because I had to. I actually did like the group, and I felt like I had to kind of spread my opinion and message on the stuff that was going on with the company and how they're treating the group. But yeah, that was really it. But most of the time, I'm just like, I mean, I don't know how niggas would think differently. I mean, maybe it's just how I come off, but I'm very happy-go-lucky is what I would say in videos. When I'm trying to, I feel like I'm not just. I feel like you can't really look at me and be like, oh, he hates this thing, or like naturally, like rationally as a rational human, you can't look and be like, oh yeah, he's reacting to this just for views, or he's just doing this because blah blah this that whatever, right? He's just doing it because. And sure, there's been times where I've like uploaded videos that I knew weren't as good, but I just wanted to get views from them. Sure, that's happened. That's happened. I don't know how many times, can't count them. Don't know how recent or long ago, but it's happened. But most of the time, it's because I want to upload. Actually, I've been doing even more, trying to do a better job of only uploading videos, including reactions, that I actually like. The video I like, the reaction I like, the group I like, all that. So, and it's happened, I've stacked up a ton of videos from when I first started doing the reactions. A ton of videos I just do not like. I just don't like them. Or rather, I didn't like the group, or all this other shit. I actually named a group that I reacted to like a couple times, and I just didn't upload it because I didn't like the group. I'm trying to remember the name of that group though. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the group. It's a group that had, if you know CLC, if you know CLC, CLC, it's a member from CLC that is in that group. So if you know that, I'm pretty sure the only member of that group that actually still has a career in K-pop. So who's still an idol, and she's in that group. If you know that group, if you know what I'm talking about, I might remember it at some point in the future while looking at this video. I don't know, who cares? But if you know the group, you know the group. Point is, it's not CLC though. It's not CLC. Okay, it's another group. All right. But I reacted to them a couple times. This other group that at this point should not be named because I don't fucking know the name of the group. But if I remember later, tough. I guess then I remember. Fuck. But yeah, I just don't know the name of the group. But hey, I didn't like it. I watched them a couple times. I even reacted to them as Light the second time, and Light said, "Hey, this shit was fucking whack, dog." Making fun of that shit, and it wasn't just it was. I noticed when I was making that reaction, it wasn't just me making fun of shit, because there were some funny moments, but it wasn't just. There's a difference in it, and that's how I realized that I really just didn't like the group and I didn't like the songs, and it wasn't worth uploading, because in regular videos I'll be like, oh, I like this thing, but I'm gonna nitpick it. I'm gonna nitpick this funny thing here, and it'll be all lighthearted, right? It'll be a lighthearted nitpick, because I just do that. It's lighthearted. It's all for fun. We like the thing that we're nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? It's main content. It's fun to do. I like doing it. But for this version, for this songs, I think I did a couple. I just was watching it, and I just did not like it, and I nitpicked it in a not good way. Whereas actually, you could see, well, you didn't see the video, but when I was watching it, I could see that I wasn't even light when Light reacted to it. Because I reacted to one, he reacted to the other one, and he was like, oh, nah. He was not smiling or none. He was just like, I hate this. Well, he didn't say that, but he was trying to like it, of course. Like I said, I like to try to like things. So, even with that, I tried to like it. Or Light tried to like it and stuff. Me too, but we're both the same person anyways. But, just watching it, it's like, it's interesting. Because I was just like, oh, I hate this. He was just like, oh. Well, no, sorry, he didn't say he hated it, but he was just like, just nitpicking it and be like, oh, I really don't like this thing. I don't like this chorus, or I don't like this song, or this like build up, or why are they singing in this way, or just like talking like that, but not doing it in like a fun way. He's just obviously just talking about things that are bad. He didn't say anything good about it either. So it's just like, I mean, it's not even worth uploading, but I might have just off tracked, sidetracked on this and talking about something else. But we're just going with the flow. But let's talk about something else real quick. Well, it's all related to the same thing because I mean we're 15 minutes in the video. And I'm finally introducing the topic. The topic of the video is basically just fulfillment. Fulfillment is the theme of this video. Fulfillment. So I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I had that thing. Again, it happens. I've said it had. I think I said it in a previous video, one of these videos, where I said, hey, or else I didn't say it, who knows. I said, sometimes I just get the feeling of emptiness, And I tried to describe that feeling of emptiness with that video. That video was, it's called Nothing Is Real. I don't even know if that one's public. I don't know, it might be. But, yeah, I tried to explain it with that video. I tried to explain Nothing Is Real through that lens. And I wouldn't say that I necessarily don't agree with it, or that I do agree with it. I just kind of just say that it doesn't really help with anything. It doesn't explain it, and it doesn't really help with it. Maybe it can slightly explain it, but it doesn't really do anything for it. So, of that, I just kind of pulled out of that whole viewpoint a lot, because it just doesn't help anything. It doesn't help me in life. It doesn't help anyone around me in life. It doesn't help anything, especially who it matters most to, me. It doesn't help me at all. So I was like, just why? It just didn't help. But the whole feeling of just emptiness, it's hard to explain. I would say it's definitely hard to explain. But I think in essence, it's like it's similar to nihilism. I would say is the thing I would say it's most similar to. It's similar. How to describe it is, if I can, it's like a feeling that makes you lightheaded, that makes you like, your blood rate, your heart rate go up, you start sweating. It's anxiety too, but it's not just anxiety. It's like anxiety mixed with like some type of, I don't know how I feel it. Just like, imagine, I think it might even be terror. It might be the word terror. TORROR, terror. It's a little bit of that. It's like when you see, it's like in horror movies, when you see when the victim sees the killer before their death, and they know they're about to die. The feeling of terror. It's like that feeling. And obviously, I'm not in immediate danger. I mean, not that you know of, not that I know of either. I mean, shit. But to my knowledge, I'm not even in immediate danger. So you don't really need to feel terror unless you're in immediate life-threatening danger. That's usually the point. But your body sometimes does this weird thing what makes you feel that. And I would say it's similar to that. I would say it's a mix of terror and a mix of anxiety, but at the same time, a lack of feeling. And that's why I say it's emptiness, because it's not just anxiety where you're, I'm super worried and out, like, or like you're, like super terrified or anything. Your eyes are dead. You don't really feel anything. Like I could replicate it. But like, maybe you can just see naturally how I'm looking right now. I don't know if I'm still in that place. I was saying, talking to the camera right now is helping it out a little bit, It's helping out, but, and it doesn't really need me to think about anything. That's why it's weird that it's anxiety too, because for me to think about things, to like, that would usually have anxiety you think about beforehand, I'd actually make myself think about things that would possibly give me anxiety. I would get the anxiety before that. In this emptiness feeling, I'll get the anxiety, the terror, and the general just non-feeling, like almost like you want to puke, or I don't know if that's exactly it. Like your stomach kind of churns, kind of like that is what I would say. Your stomach kind of just churns. So I'd say it's similar to that, and with that feeling, it's interesting because it's hard to describe it other than just saying it's the feeling of emptiness. But I feel like that's kind of not exactly it, because the emptiness is just one part of it. It's not just emptiness. It's not just to say you feel empty and all that. But it is the anxiety and the terror. It's like a weird feeling of that you're worried about things, but you're not at the same time. So that's the anxiety / emptiness of that, mixed with the terror, and then you add on more terror, that the fact when you start thinking about that fact in itself. So, and then like I said, it's not even based on perceiving things. For me, I don't think, oh, I'm anxiety out about this, In fact, it might just be subconscious. I don't think it, like, later on after I'm getting the feeling, I'm like, wait, this thing exists, this sad thing that I don't like, or this anxieties me out, or this terrifies me, always having to do with like future or something, right? Always having to do with the future. And then, but then I realized afterwards that wasn't really the crux of the problem though. Like, that really wasn't, or maybe it was, but it just didn't seem like it, because I had the anxiety before then. I had the anxiety before I thought of what I was anxiety out about, so it was really weird. But what creates the terror a lot of times is the feeling of emptiness with anxiety. It's just too much, right? You feel empty, like as if the nihilist feeling of nothing really matters type of feeling, right? It's like, oh fuck, oh shit, I don't want to do this shit, man, like that type of shit. Mixed with the anxiety feeling, the anxiety of, oh shit, I'm worried about this thing. So you're, like, oh fuck it all, and I'm worried about this thing at the same time, and it's a weird fucking feeling. It's unique in the different feelings I have, because I feel anxiety out before, well, many times. It happens all the time, I can't even say I'm anxiety out right now. Who knows, man? I'd say so. Though I'd mostly say it's the empty feeling that I'm currently feeling. The mix of the two. But yeah, I've been anxiety out, and it doesn't feel the same. Anxiety out does not feel the same. It's just not just anxiety. It doesn't feel the same. Anxiety it's different. It doesn't feel the same. It does not. And the non-anxiety does not feel the same either. Like when you're just like empty, it doesn't feel the same. Because when you're empty, that's just normal stuff. That's just when you're, when you're like scrolling on TikTok, and you just don't think about anything. You just watch. And you just watch. You're not really thinking about what you're watching. You're not engaging with what you're watching. You're not thinking about what's happening in the video. Or you can use it to anything. When you engage in an activity, you're not really thinking about the activity. You can even be playing like a game. You're playing like a video game or something, and you just you may even be excited for that video game, but you're not really paying attention. That could also be the fact that the game just didn't have that good of a story. Or the show you're watching, the story isn't that good. But you just watch it anyways because you're too fucking lazy to turn that shit off. Hey, if that happens, that might just be that emptiness right there. Because you're just like, fuck it, I guess I'll just keep watching it. You know what I'm saying? I need some type of fucking stimulation. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, new zoomer, fucking lower than a goldfish attention span, needs something to fucking stimulate your fucking dopamine receptors that are fucking insanely altered by nowadays what's happening on the fucking internet and everywhere. Yeah, you're gonna need to keep that shit going. Keep that stimulation up. But I feel like it's an interesting feeling, and I feel like it could be a part of some things. I thought, you know what? It is a feeling, and it seems to have no origin. But I feel like the origin is probably subconscious, and that's why those thoughts come up afterwards, of like random things that you're either anxiety about, or that you're just like doomer about, that you have a nihilist view on about, right? Either or, and they come out once and combine to make that emptiness feeling, and then you get terror, and the terror comes to fully set in, and that will fuck you up. I don't like when that happens. That fucked you up. But yeah, and usually, by the way, the terror is why I record these videos. The terror is why I come here, right? That's why I record these. Every time I've recorded one of those videos in the past, is either because I had a message to say, or the terror set in. No, actually, I think I recorded a couple of videos where I didn't. I think I had the entitlement video was just recorded on when I was getting in a good place mentally. I think I recorded that when I was in a good place. So sometimes I record when I'm in a good place. But I think the Nothing Is Real one, and maybe some other ones, it was when the terror set into the emptiness feeling. But yeah, one of the anxiety things I think about, I would think of like, oh, like things I should do in the future, or this, that. I have like this thing that's coming up, and this, that. I have to worry about this. And both are equally, the emptiness and the anxieties are annoying. But here's where they clash. And here's what anxiety thing I'll think about. I'll think about like future, as in like all the pain I have to go through, all the things I have to do and think about actively. You have to like work through all the uncertainties that could lead in like having a horrible life, or lead in like years of suffering. Think about all these anxiety about all type of situations that could happen. Anxiety out of what if I don't succeed in this? For example, YouTube. I would have those sometimes. Those would be a big one. That would be a big one. Is will like I'm trying to like on my main channel, which I consider Just Call Me Dark technically the main channel at this point. It's like on that channel, like okay, the videos you're doing, I think okay, do I enjoy them? Am I gonna get big off them? And just tons of different thoughts, right? And like what am I trying to get out of that and all the different stuff. And I think of at least other new channels. I'm spoiling it at this point because I have other channels I'm trying to make, because one of my goals is to do everything. I realize that I can't just stick to one niche. I kind of gotta just move out of my zone. And I'm starting on at least one new channel for now. I have some more coming up, depending on how I feel about them in the future. But I'm just doing one at a time. There's one new channel, and I'm gonna spend some effort on that. And I think it'll be good. I think there'll be good videos because I'm gonna learn, and that's what I'm excited about. This is something I'm excited about. I'm excited to learn, and that's what the thing about this does help me out a little bit. So I'm excited to learn the new things, how to make that video, because I don't know everything I need to make that video good. I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for everything to do with that. Just everything to do with it. The whole process of making the video excites me. It's not just a regular reaction where I just sit down and watch a video and then I'm done. It takes planning. I gotta write a script. I gotta act it out. I gotta do like my skits, which my favorite things to do are the acted out skits. It's always the things that I'm the most fond time doing. It's these weird, wacky projects, and then editing it in a way that I haven't done before, making sure that retention is made really good in a way that I haven't done before, while also adding in stylistic stuff that sets me apart, and keeping attention while being stylistic. All this new stuff makes me happy to think about. But then again, there's also the daunting part. There's the anxiety part that's daunting. Like, okay, but yeah, that's cool, but like, I have to actually do it. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta actually do it type shit. And then that's where that anxiety will set into that. But either or, I'm still excited, very excited about that. But the main anxiety about that would be like, oh, even though I'll make this, how do I know people are gonna watch it, right? And yeah, there's always that uncertainty because maybe people aren't gonna watch it. Maybe you'll try and make the best video of all time, and you do, but no one watches it. Maybe, just maybe. But you might as well try instead of fucking around and just not doing it. Well, I think trying to not trying, because like, as long as I enjoy it, that's why I have to enjoy it and make videos fully for me. That's why I'm making this video for me. And it's because I'll even be, especially in the future, applying that to reactions. And it's making reactions to stuff that I enjoy. I'm only going to react to stuff that I'm excited about, that I'm like geeked about. Not just what people say, not what people want me to react to, not what is the next big thing. There could be the next big MV that came out, and I might just not react to because I don't care about the group. Because I just want to react to stuff I enjoy. I'm now thinking of content-wise, what just excites me. What excites me? In this new concept I'm thinking of, in this new channel, it excites me. I'm not saying too much about it. If you've already heard, I've not said much about it other than I had to write a script and act out and shit. And like acting it. But yeah, I do enjoy my big like passions are number one acting. I love acting. It's my number one passion. That's acting. Number two is number two is storytelling. I love telling a good story because it can be very impactful and emotional to tell a very good story. Make you really feel something. So yeah, acting, storytelling, and the third one is filmmaking. Is in like the production that goes into the shit and into the shit. And my main channel, or the reaction channel, accomplishes a few of them. It accomplishes a little bit in acting. Accomplishes a little bit, like it has a decent amount. Like I'm mostly just real, so it's not. I don't get to act as much. It has a little bit of storytelling, a decent amount, not too much, like a little bit of storytelling. I'd say lower than that has well, it has more than it has acting. I know they're kind of similar, but yeah, either or has some, but not enough to make me feel excited about it. Because usually you just watch the video, it's just the same shit. As you can see, I'm getting tired of doing the same shit. I'm tired of doing the same reactions, doing the same shit. Because if I don't do that, niggas ain't gonna watch the shit. If I want to do something new, like all light reacts or this new funny concept, like I don't know. And not only that, I'm not really excited about making new react type concepts. Like I'm not trying to fucking change the model. It's just a reaction. So yeah, of course, with this newer channel I'm doing, I'm trying to really put into all three of the things. And I will say one of the things that does kind of at least have a little bit is production, but even that it's probably the lowest actually. Now I think about it. Yeah, so if you really think about it, they actually don't have very much of either of those things. Just me reacting. Like it has a decent, it has okay, like I said, okay amount of editing. Okay amount of acting, not that much. Okay amount of storytelling, not that much, and minimal filmmaking, not much production into it. So it doesn't really, excite me or stimulate my passions very much. And I have so many ideas that I can put into very interesting videos that I want to do on my new channels, because it isn't just one. I've really thought of pretty well in depth of the first one that I'm doing soonish. I'm doing the soonest, but I haven't really fully thought of the other ones. But they're all interesting. They're all interesting and different. They're not the same. They're not the same shit. They're all interesting, different things that just excite me. But they all use the acting. Number one, they all use acting. Of course, they're going to use acting. Because otherwise, again, it wouldn't be as fun. I like acting. So they all use acting, and they all use storytelling, which I love as well, like I said, and filmmaking, which I don't love as much as the other ones, but I do like it. It's up there. I do like filmmaking as well. Crafting something emotional. It's the backbone of all content, the actual production of it. And that also goes into that, plus storytelling goes into script writing as well. And I noticed it's actually kind of fun to do that script writing too. So it can be annoying at times, depending on how long the script is, but it's fun. It's working on a project. Haven't done that since a while ago on my gaming channel. And they're fun. Like stuff like Curie Sekiro and all that, where I wrote a whole script for that shit. Actually, I don't think I wrote a script for that one. But, anyways. Yeah, but, again, on the whole thing of anxiety out, I'll get anxiety about stuff. But then I also have the emptiness of, and emptiness usually comes with, if I do well. It's always like, the anxiety is always, I don't know if I'm going to do well. What if I don't do well? But the emptiness is always, if I do well. Well, it's not always, but a lot of times it is. If I do well, so what? The main one I've been going on is, if I do well, who am I sharing that with? I realize why so many people who succeed, who are up there, top echelon of niggas, like they're there, but they're still unhappy. I think a lot of that comes from no one to share it with. Because, like I said, I had no friends. I never had a single. I would truly consider a true friend. I have not had a single person ever on this planet Earth that I would consider that in that place. We would ever. Because for me, because I never had these things. Like for a true friend, you know what you do with your friends? You share things about each other. You talk all the damn time. You have each other's phone numbers and all this shit. But no, I never got anybody's phone number. I never talked to them all the time. I never told them about myself. None of this shit. We never had any of that shit. We never hung out, had sleepovers. Like I've had those things, but they never were to that level. It's usually just basic. Very basic. You know, the few times I've had that, very basic. But I never had a true friend. So no one. And a lot of times when you have that, you almost see your future as though you're not gonna have that. So it's just like, well, who are you gonna share it with? Who am I gonna share it with? Same with, like, you can even think significant other or family members, but, like, the point is, friends, all of them, or we can call them all significant others. They're all significant. All right, they're all important. And if you don't have those important people to enjoy and share your success, things you like with, it's just, I don't know. It's also, it goes on other things. Like, I was almost excited to tell this camera about the excitement that I feel about, film and acting and my new thing I'm doing, all this different stuff. And I also realized that's one of the reasons that I did start doing reactions, because I wanted to share what I liked. It was a thing that I liked that a lot of people were shunned for, liking K-pop. A lot of people were shunned for that, and it's like they would see you as a little pussy because you like that. They would look at you weirdly for like that. I mean, there's weird stereotypes people have. You can even say these are nails. They're just randomly. Who cares? I mean, it's really whatever. It's just a thing. It just exists. But niggas I would experience. I have experienced niggas will look at me, or have looked at me and be like, whoa, what the fuck? And like they would just be like either looking at me weird, glaring, or like becoming awkward all of a sudden. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, should I address him as, like, is he transitioning? Like, no, calm down, bro. You don't just gonna put me in a fucking box, alright? I'm a nigga. I'm a man, alright? That's it. And I like girls. I'm a man and I like girls, okay? Just cause I wear a little bit of nail polish don't mean nothing, bro. That don't mean shit. It's just a thing. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun to do, bro. That's it. It's just fun. Just like liking K-pop. Like, okay, you like girl groups? You got girl groups on your wall. Fucking loser, bro. What a fucking loser. Yeah, I know lots of niggas think that for sure. I know that for a fucking fact. But it's like, okay. And? Like, what's this weird box you're trying to put me into? What's this weird discriminatory, like, what? I have to fit some, like, weird box based on how I look, how I act type shit? I have to, like, be in some type of box for you to fit you, to make you feel better? Like, I'm gonna like the things I like. I realize I enjoy confusing people, because niggas will just like go crazy in their minds. Like, wait, how? How is he a guy who doesn't identify as some other shit? He's just a guy. Alright, he's happy in his own skin. He's just a guy. That's it. And he likes women, but he wears nail polish and he likes some girly things. Wait, but he also likes guy things too. And, what? Especially with some fucking old heads, they cannot understand this. So Christians too, they cannot. A lot of these niggas cannot understand that. They won't put you in a fucking box, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cannot understand that. Like, bro, I like confusing them. So it's like, what? How is that possible? Shouldn't he be like a transition here or something? No. Shouldn't he be like gay or something? No. Not necessarily. No. Nope. I don't fit in your box, bro. I don't fit in your box. Alright? You can't put me in your box. Not gonna work. It's what it is. But yeah, basically, the whole thing of the emptiness feeling is like, yeah, the feeling of, oh shit, what if it doesn't do well? What if I spend all my time doing this thing and it doesn't go well? I'd say this is a word of advice I would say at the end of this video, because we're getting towards the end. I'm about ready to get off. And what I would say is, there's a lot I could say. But on the whole, on the immediate, because there's a lot of things I could say about, like, theories of life, how you want to think about different things in life, whatever I could talk about there. I'll say that maybe for another time, or not, who knows. But I think what I need to talk about right now, as like my message for the end, is about, in general, just my word of advice. So my advice for this video is basically just make sure that if you ever get the same feeling as me, if you notice that you get the same feelings as me, and you have the whole view of point, like I was saying, like, of like, oh, who am I gonna share with, and you realize that basically you're just lonely. And that's not just it, by the way. That's not the only thing that is. It's not the. We're not gonna overarching say that that's what it is. I don't know if you have some like thing, like you have some type of like mental problem or something. I'm not talking about all that. I'm just saying if you just specifically or in my situation, you feel the emptiness, you can kind of relate to a similar feeling maybe. I feel like the best way to deal with that is to just, and especially if you're an overthinker like me, if you're an overthinker who likes to think a lot, and I've been told that, oh, if you're an overthinker, just don't think. Problem solved. But here's the thing. An overthinker can't just think. You can try to avert your mind. You can try to choose the thoughts are going to be there. You can try to do whatever you want. I've tried doing other things, going outside my comfort zone, jumping out back in, doing other shit, trying to watch something to get rid of my mind and, try to, calm it down, trying to do something else, whatever you want to do. Like, there's a lot of things you can try to do, but for me, the best way to deal with, these things, overthinking, and, when you overthink about things, when you have the emptiness, all this other stuff, and all this stuff you have with being an overthinker, the best way to not overthink is to straight up just think more, but think right. Don't think like, obviously you're gonna have the intrusive thoughts thinking these fuck shit, but overwhelm them with your own good thoughts. For example, if your mind is saying, hey, you're gonna be a failure, you're gonna fuck this one thing up that you're worrying about, if you're worrying about something, it's all gonna fuck up and your whole life's gonna go to shit. Like, you can even get to that level. It's not just like a small thing. And a lot of times when you overthink, it does get to that level. It almost always gets to that every single time. It always goes from the smallest thing into like, oh, you didn't pick up trash. That's gonna lead into, oh, you're gonna die. Like, or you're gonna not accomplish your goals. Oh, fuck, you procrastinated one time. You're gonna not do your goals right. And it sounds stupid, but just from a small thing of not picking up trash, that means your whole life's gonna be a failure. But I mean, not necessarily. But your mind's gonna try to trick you to make you think that shit. But no, you gotta override that shit and tell your bitch ass self, tell yourself, hey, why the fuck? Like, literally rationalize it, or I'd rather bring rationalization into this. Be like, okay, obviously you're thinking this stupid shit, but like, is that really true? Like, come on, bro. Is it really that big of a deal? Like, especially for things that are you see as big deals that aren't. Something you're worried about, like a test or a job interview or whatever else. Like, you think, oh, I'm worried about this. In fact, it could be every day. Maybe you worry about every next day that you are going to wake up and we have to do that day. You worry about every single night. What you can do is be like, you know what? Let's not worry about this. I'm sure it's going to be fine. And then think about it. Is it really as bad as you thought? Is it really as hard as you thought? Think about it and think of ways. It doesn't have to be some specifically. That some stuff will work for me that wouldn't work for you. But just overthink in good ways. Just think of ways that you, like, basically just combat it. Fight your thoughts. Your thoughts are going to say, hey, fuck this. Oh, yeah, I hate this. You can combat it with, hey, bro, why are you hating on this shit? Like, that's stupid. Like, there's no reason for you to feel this way. You're fine. You're going to be fine. All right? You're okay. Maybe you have these things that is going wrong. But it's okay. You know why? Because you're sane. Stay sane, brethren. Stay sane. As long as you're sane, you're good. You are good. As long as you're sane. As long as you combat the negative feelings with good ones. Combat your fuck shit with your okays. Trust me. It sounds stupid at first when you just say it. It doesn't even have to be exactly you're okay. Like, you don't have to say that shit. But as long as you combat it with positive affirmations, with not just that, but true things. Not just things that just make you feel good. True things. You'll feel better. If you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm a slob, I don't talk about trash, be like, okay, yeah, I don't play about trash, that's true. Is that the end of the fucking world? No. Well, how about you shut the fuck up and just plan out a day where you're gonna take the trash out. When you take it out, reward yourself with some type of thing that you can just hold off for yourself. Like, oh, I'm gonna hold off on doing this thing until I take out the trash, and you reward yourself. There you go. There's an example. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but think rationally. Is it really worth worrying about this thing? Is it really that bad? Is you not taking out the trash gonna ruin the whole life? Is this random nigga saying on the internet gonna ruin your life? You know what I mean? that's another way to do it. But I can go into with this, but my word of advice is that combat that shit. When you feel that feeling emptiness, you feel like it's not all worthy. You feel like, oh, what's the point? What's the point? Feeling like that? Pull up a video. Record like me. Record like me. You know what I'm saying? Do something different. That's the biggest thing that I've done. You know, that helps me with these situations. Like, do something different. I don't usually record these videos. It's not often. If I did this every day, it wouldn't be as impactful for me. But it's the fact that I don't do it all the time. I do it just sometimes. Like, the last time I did was probably months ago. I don't even know the last time. But the fact that you do something different. Like, sometimes, well, what if you don't go outside all the time? Maybe you're a shut-in. You don't go outside. You fucking scroll. You know, whack off all the time. Cheeto dust. You know what I'm saying? We're scrolling Discord and Reddit and shit. Like, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what you do? And I ain't judging. But if you don't go outside a lot, that could be a thing. That's different outside of your thing. Like, I've been meaning to do something that's reading a book, because I've read books recently. But you know, it's like reading a book. I haven't gotten down to it. I haven't got around to it. But when another time happens when I'm feeling like shit, that could be an option, depending. Just doing something different. You know, if you do the same thing over and over again, change it up. Just naturally, even if you don't feel like shit, change it up. It's just good to do some different shit. So if you don't go outside all the time, go outside. If you don't spend time alone a lot, you spend too much time with friends, do that. If you don't spend time a lot of times with friends, you just spend it alone, spend time with friends. All that different shit. Alright? If you're not friends like me, cry. If you're not friends like me, put that one out. Don't do that one. Just find something else, alright? Find something else to do. Alright, just do something different. For me, a lot of times, if I don't go outside a lot, I go outside. And also, another thing is focus on small things, because what helps me a lot is, like, for me, it's summertime over here, so the sun is out. The sun, I didn't realize before because I was doing it in my head, but when I go outside into the sun, and it's a hot day, it's fucking hot. It doesn't feel good, but you go outside, it's hot. You look up at the sun, you're like, oh, okay. Maybe you live in a place like me where you got cars all around you, so that's not a nice thing. It's like, oh, there's a lot of shit. These fucking cars be a lot of shit. But at least the sun. The sun just brings a form of happiness. You know? It's interesting. When you're in a world with so much shit going on, it's hard to find. But or when a lot's just going on, but you still feel lonely. You know, it's interesting. But I think that's what I mean. Like, even with all these cars going around, people doing things, people online talking about things, people offline, people everywhere doing shit. You know, everything's just happening. You can choose to enjoy these small things, like the sun. And what I would do is I'll look at the sun when I went outside, when I had to go somewhere. Or I felt like going somewhere, whatever. And I look at the sun and I'm like, oh shit, it's the sun. And it would make me happy. The sun never used to make me happy. It would make me annoyed because it's fucking hot. And don't get me wrong, it mostly makes me still annoyed because it's fucking hot. But sometimes, I'm telling you, I'll look at that sun and I'll be like, ooh, makes me happy, man. Good old sun. Ah. See a flower one time, he's like, oh, look at that flower. Real pretty, huh? Or the feeling, or like, walk more also. The feeling that you have when you walk. The feeling of, it's not like riding a bike or like driving a car. You're really, the feeling, you get that really, and do what I do, and I carry shit heavy on my fucking back just to give myself more weight. Also, I like to carry things on my back because I feel like I need them, and I'd rather have them with me. But, I be having like a backpack, I fucking be carrying that shit, acting like I'm fucking Sam Porter Bridges, and then I just fucking, say it's like, it's a fucking video game, bro. I make walking fun. That's what I do. I make walking fucking fun. You know what I'm saying? I make walking fun just like fucking Sam Porter Bridges did in the fucking Death Stranding, bro. He made that shit actually, basically fucking Hideo Kojima made walking actually fun. That motherfucker made walking fun. You just make a game. Walking is fun. And it was a fun game. I put that into real life. I'm like, hey, I'm putting this shit in real life. I'm telling you, man. Make small shit. You know, people say, "Oh yeah, you just make fun out of small shit." You know, small things, they can be fun. Just like appreciate the small things. It's like, yeah, sometimes it's hard to appreciate the small things though, and I understand that. But I think a lot of times you need just you need to actually do that. Just try it, okay? Try to appreciate these small things like the fucking sun, or the fact that you got food in your fucking stomach, the fact that you can wear shoes and you have to walk barefoot to places. You know that you that maybe if you have access to clean water, damn, I have access to clean water, which a lot of people don't have. Be thankful for these small things. If you have a bed, a lot of people do not have these things. Be thankful for that and be like, oh shit, I actually have a bed. Or if you have people who are paying for things for you, be like, oh shit, I don't have to pay these things. When other people would have to pay for it. Just saying. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Whoever's watching this, who knows who really cares? This video's for me. Unless someone else is watching, they get something from it. Good for you, I guess. Yeah. Um, I'm not even gonna talk about my content. I was gonna say like more videos soon, but like I don't even know if I'm even gonna upload this, to be honest. I don't know if it's gonna be on YouTube. I don't know. This is just a video for me. But if you're a viewer watching this, or you're me watching this, I'm going to say it's for me watching this, go ahead and watch some other videos for me in this playlist of rants. And realize that this is the best one. I'm him. I'm slash him. We'll leave. I know I didn't say bye, but like I'm done talking. Like I'm not gonna speak anymore. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna take a drink, take a little swig real quick. You didn't leave yet? I'm a sippy cup. Take a swig out my sippy again. It's water. It's always water. It's always fucking water. Don't even know how to say that. It's always water. Because I only drink water. Okay. Well, yeah. Leave. Yeah. I'm tired of you. You pissed me off. Leave. If you're here, might as well go watch another fucking video on my channel. Or other channels I have. Support me, bro. You need your money. Okay. Me? Support me. Don't just leave. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna go first. Fine, be a little weirdo. You beat me this time. You didn't beat me. You probably left before this. But if you got to the end, you beat me, I guess. I'm done. Bye. That was fucking weird. I don't know why the fuck I recorded that.